Instagram went live first. Oh, YouTube came right behind it. Okay, here we go. Look, we're going to be in the situation we always are of getting everything situated and fixed. We got our fireplace. We got our Christmas trees over here, and we've got light tonight. I said, let me just get some extra light on this party because it's really dark in here. So we got lights. How about that? Now I kind of feel like it's a little bit too bright. Should I turn this light down a little bit? Because I feel like it's kind of in my eyes. Do y'all want me to turn it down? Because I want to turn it down a little bit. Let me just hold up. Wait a minute. Watch. I'm gonna be right back. Right here. I'm still talking to y'all. I'm just gonna turn this light down a little bit because it is in my eyes and it's too bright and I can't even. Oh, that's like off. Okay. Can't even handle it. Okay, I'm coming back. I promise. Here I am. Hello. Did y'all enjoy watching the fire while I was gone? And who likes the new shirts? YouTube can't see them. They're way down there. There's the shirts. Goodness. So I missed y'all last week on my live stream. I didn't do a live stream because I did a Monday video. And I talked all about my first Konmari experience, working on my closet, going through all the clothes. If y'all haven't seen those videos, after this is over, go watch them because holy gracious, it was interesting. And I had a lot more clothes than I even imagined that I could have possibly had. So tonight I just wanted to answer some of y'all's questions about the process and how it went. And several of y'all have sent in questions. I posted them on my Instagram story. If you're not following me there, you missed out. I'm sorry. I should have done it on YouTube stories, but I don't know if you can do questions there. So just wanted to kind of like answer some questions y'all had. I know there's been a lot of things I've seen in the comments, things people wanted to ask about or make comments about. So I was going to do that tonight. And I appreciate y'all being here early, doing it at 8 o'clock tonight instead of 9, because also if you're not following me on Instagram, you haven't seen my stories where I've been talking about waking up at 5 a.m. So this past week, did a little experiment and started waking up at 5 a.m. every day to see how that was gonna go. And let me just tell you, I made a video about it, or I'm making a video about it. I documented the process. So there will be a video upcoming of how it went and my thoughts on it and kind of just like each day what happened. So stay tuned for that. That will probably, I think that's gonna be Thursday's video. So I wanna make a video kind of telling how the experience went and then my tips for waking up at 5 a.m. But if it tells you anything, I am planning to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow also. So I just didn't want to do the live stream at 9 because by the time it's over, it's 10 and then I wouldn't get any sleep after I'd like still closed down the house and, did all the things. So doing it a little bit earlier, I'm going to probably have to figure out a different method for this. Yes, I'm live on YouTube also, live on Instagram, live on YouTube. You can see me both places. And I'm able to try to read some of the comments. I get really distracted. Yeah. So anyways, if y'all haven't seen the new shirts and merch, this is one of the shirts and it's backwards, I guess, on YouTube and Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. I don't have it right now. It's like teespring.com/shops/Katie on the flip side. And you can see all of everything. We have mugs. I'm so excited about the new designs. Let me just tell y'all this real quick while people are joining, and then I'll answer your questions about the Konmari stuff. But trust yourself mugs. So cute if you don't want a shirt to wear around. And I got the phone cases in yesterday. They are so cute as well. Haven't put them on my phone yet because I just haven't. But so cute. And they have them for Samsung and iPhones. This shirt, I showed several of these in the vlog the other day. So if you want to see like a lot of the different samples, then go check them out. But I am in love with their new designs, like the new designs that are out. First of all, this color, you may not be able to even tell. I think it's more true to life on Instagram than it is on YouTube. But it's like I don't know. It's like a combination of a dark teal and a navy. But look at the sleeves. They're not cuffed. They don't like grab you. They're like loose sleeves. So it's like a t-shirt, but even better. And it's like that super duper soft material. Anyways, I review all of them in a vlog from, I think it was Friday, but they're only available until Monday night at midnight. So Tuesday morning, Monday night, midnight after you've been through the whole day Monday, then it ends that night at midnight. So anyways, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, slouchy sweatshirts that are a little bigger in the neck. I don't really highly recommend the women's. I mean, they're fine, but they're just not as soft as like their regular tees and the long sleeve tees. Oh, they're so amazing. And oh, there's a flowy tank top, because I'm just gonna show you this one thing and then I'm gonna get talking about other stuff. But these flowy tank tops, they're like the workout style tank tops that are like super thin, flowy, like amazing, cute, fabulous. If you have no idea what the Trust Yourself little logo is about, then you gotta go catch up on all my videos. It's basically a big theme that I've been talking about for a long time. They're available till Monday night, tomorrow night at midnight. So basically 4 hours from now, you got 24 hours. So you got about 28 hours to order them. I will do another run of them in a little bit, but I wanted to go ahead and end this one real quick so people who wanted them before Christmas could have the possibility to get them by then. I think you may have to do rush shipping at this point. And some things like the phone cases took longer to come in. Anyways, so that's that. I'm really super excited about this merch. A couple followers designed the designs. So this one was by Janae, and this Trust Yourself design was by Hannah. So I love both of them. But anyways, so that is the new stuff. I'm so excited about it. Thanks for the hair compliment. I appreciate it. Like, we've talked about this in live streams before, and like my hair has issues like growing right or breaking off of something on the sides. So I'm trying to get everything back to the same length. So I have to keep like cutting the back off to make it all go together. So okay, so let me just tell you how amazing this experience with doing the KonMari method has been. I'm pulling up some of the questions that y'all sent over on Instagram. If you have no idea what I'm even talking about, this is all based on the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which is by Marie Kondo. And she has this whole method that you go through a specific way of, sorry, just making sure that everything's right over here. A specific way of going through your house and basically completely decluttering everything, tidying up, not necessarily cleaning, but tidying up. And seriously, oh my gosh, I cleaned out my clothes in my closet and it was like, oh, such a relief. It's amazing like how it feels to just have your space uncluttered and know you can walk into your closet and have only the things that you really love and that bring you joy and make you happy. Oh man, it's been crazy. So I really, thank you, iPhone. Just remind me it's time to get ready for bed. If I want to get a full 8 hours of sleep, I need to get in bed by 9, but that probably won't happen exactly tonight. So yeah, if you want to see the whole process of me cleaning everything out, then go watch those videos. It was like super satisfying and really, really crazy to see all the crap that I had. But basically kind of her premise is you keep things that spark joy and bring you joy, make you happy. That's basically the premise of the whole principle. But something about listening to the book, there are times when I'm like, is this like hypnosis or something? Because I've always been a super sentimental person and not wanted to get rid of anything. And for a long time, like I'd heard of the book for a while and definitely put off reading it because I was like, I don't want somebody telling me to get rid of stuff, or like, I don't want to feel like I need to get rid of stuff. But it's been so freeing to like have permission to get rid of some things that have served their purpose in my life. So part of what she talks about is like, say for example, it's, a shirt somebody gave you that's like a striped shirt. Well, if you keep trying it on, it just doesn't feel right. It's just, it's not doing it for you. Then you can like let go of it and move on, knowing that it served its purpose in your life. Its purpose was to let you know you don't like striped shirts. So maybe somebody gave it to you that you feel bad because like, well, this person gave it to me. Well, once it's left their hands and they've given it to you, it's no longer for them. It's for you. And I don't think the person who gave it to you would want you to just hold on to it if it's stressing you out that you feel guilt every time you see it, that you haven't worn it and you really need to wear it and they, put thought into it. But if it's you're never going to wear it, it's doing no good in your closet. So it's okay for it to move on and serve a purpose in somebody else's life. Maybe somebody else would love it and would be able to wear it. So that's kind of part of it. I've gotten a lot of questions. So let me just see what the ones were. Okay, so this is kind of related. there were two questions. Somebody asked, did you find it difficult to choose what to keep and what to get rid of? And she said, roll tide, by the way, roll tide. And then what was the hardest clothing item to get rid of? Okay, well, let me just tell you, after I've listened to the book, I didn't read it with my eyeballs, I read it with my ears, but after I listened to the book, in response to the question of, did you find it difficult to choose what to keep, what to get rid of? I really didn't. Like, once she explains to you the feeling and the understanding of having, like, how you know if something sparks joy or just, I don't know, you just get it. Like, you just get it. And I was able to be like, no, this is moving on. This has served its purpose. Thank you, item, for serving your purpose in my life. Thank you, shirt that's too big now, for fitting me while I was larger, while I was pregnant, while I was, whatever, and serving me in that time. And I appreciate you serving your purpose. And now you can go on and help somebody else, serve a purpose in their life. And so as far as the question of what was the hardest clothing item to get rid of, I think that's kind of part of the thing is, if it's super duper hard for you to get rid of, unless there's a really honest reason, like in one of her books, she talks about how there was a stuffed animal that she had that was like, had just collected dust or something like that. For whatever reason, it was giving her allergy problems. And so she had to get rid of it. And that was really hard. So that's obviously like a health reason. But anything else, if it sparks joy for you, you keep it. Like, if something's really hard to get rid of, then you obviously, maybe you don't want to get rid of it. Maybe it does bring you joy. So I don't know. I don't feel like there was anything that was really hard to get rid of. Thank you, Jordan, for the super chat. She said, you look great. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm working on it. So it was, there were things. So the one thing that I mentioned a couple of times that I was just kind of torn on. There was a dress that I wore when I was pregnant with Brooks on Easter. And I remember at the time I didn't even really like the dress on me. I don't know why I felt so obligated to keep this particular dress, but it sparked joy. Like, when I see it, I feel happy. Maybe that was a really good day. I don't know. I was thinking the other day, I was like, I'm going to go back and watch the vlog of this day and just try to recall like what happened that day. Like, why, obviously it was Easter, so it was a happy day, but I just like feel this like connection to this dress. So even though I may not wear it again, it's not actually a maternity dress. It's just like a dress. I might wear it again, but I might not. But just like seeing it hanging in my closet, I really enjoy it, like looking at it. And I think that's the only item in my closet I have in there that's something that I know I'm not going to wear, or potentially not going to wear. Everything else is something that I know I love, that I want to wear, that sparks joy. And even since I've done the decluttering and gone through the first step of the process, every time I try on something in the morning, every time I put it on, I try to, if I choose like, no, I don't want to wear this, I like think about my physical reaction to the dress or the shirt or the pants or whatever it is. I think about the feelings that it brings me, how I feel when I look at myself in it. And I've already like taken out several more items out of my closet. Those of y'all concerned about me keeping the clothes that are too big in my closet, I have moved those to another closet. And I know a lot of people are like, get out, I'm having a toe pull. You ever had a toe pull? My toe just got all like wadded up and it's like hurting. Okay. A lot of y'all were like, don't keep the clothes that are too big because that'll let you gain weight again. Or like, you can't, that'll allow you to gain weight. Well, here's my thing is this is not like your average typical situation. I don't feel. I feel like the things that are a little bit bigger are things that I either wore when I was pregnant or not necessarily. I gave away my maternity stuff, gave those to Aunt Brittany because she's pregnant. She's actually wearing some of the pants tonight. But after I had my kids, I tended to gain weight after pregnancy. I've talked about this before too. It's really weird. I actually like lose weight when I'm pregnant. I can eat anything in the entire world and not gain a pound when I'm pregnant. But as soon as I have that child, I lose the weight that I get, like the, obviously baby. I think I gained like 10 or 15 pounds with both kids, lose that, and I'm back to my pre-pregnancy weight immediately. But after 2 months, I like super duper start gaining weight. It's really strange. It's a whole thing. could be a whole different video. But so during that time period, I finally found things that I felt okay in, that, I didn't like the way I looked, but I knew that they were things that if something like this happened, oh, I thought that was a bad word. I was like, oh, block somebody, but she said fluctuated. I knew that if I were to have babies again, I don't want to have given away the things that during those few months span of getting things back to normal, I wouldn't have anything that I felt comfortable in. So I did decide to move them to a different closet. Now, if we decide for sure we're never having any kids again, which we're pretty sure we're not going to. Sorry to disappoint some of y'all, but you never know. At this point, we're like, it's not 100% off the radar. It's about 99.5% off the radar. But anyways, I should keep them for that purpose. So they're in a different closet. I did feel like it was helpful to move them out of my closet so I didn't have to look at them and think about how I looked and how I didn't like how I looked at that period of my life. So I talked about this in one of my videos also, but yeah, so I would say getting rid of things, there's definitely things every day that I'm going, yeah, I don't know why I kept this. This definitely does not spark joy. And the more and more I've gone through that process, the more I've worn things, the more I've looked in my closet and enjoyed the way that everything looks and the tidiness and the neatness of everything, I have like totally honed in the like what sparks joy and how that feeling is. It's given me a whole different perspective on possessions in general, like even things that aren't clothes that I haven't gone through the like joy sparking decision process with. I am like just feel so much more appreciative of my possessions and like the ones that I love. And I don't know, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing how it happens. And it totally shifts your whole mindset on all of this. Okay, let's see. Next question was, do you have to start with your clothes first or can you start in another area of the house? And I think there's a couple of questions about that. So the way that the method works is you start with clothes. If you want to follow it correctly, you start with clothes and you don't just like the ways I've previously done in the past. I would say, I'm going to go through my closet and clean out all the clothes in my closet. And then by the time I did that, I was like tired of dealing with clothes. So then I put off going through the dresser and then I never go through the dresser. So when I went through stuff, there were clothes that we've moved from like 3 different houses over the years that have kept just getting taken out and put in and taken out and put in, and I never wear them. So with this method, you take every article of clothing from all around the whole entire house and put it in a pile and go through it like that, which is great because you're able to see how much you have in general, and it makes you go, whoa, I do need to get rid of some stuff. And then as you look through it, when you've got some things that probably don't spark joy for you, laying next to something that really does, you really are like, oh, I get it. Like, this is my favorite shirt. When I wear this, I feel happy. When I look at it, I feel happy. Sometimes I put off wearing it because I know I want to wear it tomorrow and then it'll be dirty, and then you look at this other one, you're like, yeah, that definitely does not spark joy. That's going to go. And it's a great way to do it, to bring everything in all at once. You also will notice how you like, oh, dang, I've got like 7 of these shirts that are exactly the same color. Or, I've got 15 tank tops in all different like styles and colors. So a lot of the stuff, oh my gosh, are you crazy? So my dad is on and said that my mom asked, is Teddy gone? No, I'm not going to be getting rid of Teddy. I was just thinking about him the other day when I was listening to my book. I have my teddy bear, Teddy, and he was my favorite when I was growing up, and I took him everywhere and slept with him every night until I got married, actually. And then after, I don't know, I think I actually slept with him the first few months or so when we got married. And then I was like, this is kind of weird. I should probably stop sleeping with my teddy bear and my husband. So Teddy is actually over there in a box in my room. I know I need to unbox him. I feel like he's sad and everything. He's not like totally boxed. He's just in a box of things I need to deal with. But no, Teddy will remain in the family. Do not worry. But so as far as like the steps, you go through clothing first, then you go through books, which I feel like isn't going to be too super hard for me. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't have a ton of books compared to a lot of people. Cullen was like, yeah, we do have a lot of books. You still have all your books from like high school and college and everywhere else. but I don't have a lot of like reading books that aren't textbooks. And I feel like at this point in the process, I'm going to have a pretty okay time with getting rid of a lot of the textbooks. Like I don't need those. And if there's any information I do need from them, then I can look it up online, or some of it's probably outdated. A lot of those kind of questions. Questions, a lot of those kind of books. So books are next, and then papers. I'm scared of the papers. I'm so scared of going through papers because I tend to have a stack of mail that is a million miles high, and it really gets bad and out of control. But I'm actually just really looking forward to going through papers and understanding the process and being better able to manage the papers, because since I've done my clothes, I have been able to manage my clothing a lot better. So, clothing, books, papers, and then miscellaneous items, which there's like a million categories of those. There's like electrical things, old cell phones, old cameras, all that stuff. And then, stationery and pens. And so you break down those items into different categories within the miscellaneous category. And then last of all is sentimental items. And that is what I'm 100% the most scared of. Not scared because I don't want somebody to like make me throw stuff away, because that's definitely not how it goes. I would say scared of in the sense of like, it kind of overwhelms me and I'm afraid I'm going to get stuck there, but I'm hoping I won't. And I feel like after doing the clothes, just seeing how much it has changed my perspective on things, and how much just clarity, and how much I enjoy my closet and my bedroom, and how much I just enjoy my possessions in general, as opposed to feeling overwhelmed by them and walking into the closet every day and seeing all these clothes that I feel guilty that I'm not wearing, and, down that whole rabbit hole. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's definitely going to be difficult, but it's going to be good. And I'm excited to move on. I haven't moved past clothing yet, because with it being Christmas and with it being everything, I don't want to like start pulling books out from everywhere and then they're all over the house. We've got, a couple weeks till Christmas is past. And then I may even start like a box right now of taking books from different rooms and like going through a room a day. And being able to like have a pile at the point when I decide to go through them, so that it's not like one day I spend a whole day getting books out from everywhere. So I don't know. I'm excited to move on to the next step. I will say that in the meantime, if you haven't been watching our vlogs, I did I was over the playroom. I was like, the playroom, there's toys everywhere. It's always such a big mess. And when there's less stuff, it's easier to clean up. When there's less stuff, the kids play with it more, is what I found. They play with the things in the room. They play together more. They play without stuff more. Like they find a little game that they make up and play it together. They play chase. Like they've never played chase. They just randomly started playing chase. And I was like, you don't even need any toys for this. So they've been a lot happier with less toys in their playroom. I haven't dealt with the ones that I got rid of because I'm not to that step yet. And I didn't get rid of them. I basically have like 2 huge moving boxes that I was just like, I can't take this anymore. It's driving me nuts now that I have this different perspective. So I just took bins and I kept out their favorite ones, took bins and just dumped them into these big boxes. And I was like, okay, this isn't a, hey, one day I'll get to these. It was in the Marie Kondo process, when I get to this step soon, because she encourages you to go through it as fast as you can. When I get to this step, I will deal with which ones to keep and which ones to donate and, which ones are going to go where. But at this point, being able to just reduce the things in the playroom has been amazing and life-changing, and it's changed their attitudes. It's changed how much they respect things. I haven't even posted this picture yet on Instagram, but y'all, Cullen and I both I got tears in my eyes, and Cullen actually started crying. Gaines came home from school the other day and had a note in her folder from school that said, Gaines earned an extra smiley face today because she cleaned up a center that she didn't mess up. And we were both like, oh my gosh, this is actually making a difference, because to some of y'all that may not sound like a big deal, but she always complains about having to clean up. She like when we would say, hey, clean up, this, you dumped out some blocks, pick up the blocks. I'm too tired. I can't. It's too hard. Like, and I was always like, what is the problem? But I guess when you have too many things, for one, you don't care as much about the things you have, and you can't appreciate all those things. And then you also, it just gets overwhelming because as kids, you pull out something and then you pull out the next thing. And then before long, you've got a mess of stuff all over the floor. Well, when you have fewer things, it's impossible to have a huge mess when you don't have a huge amount of toys. So I was like, wait a minute. She cleaned up something that wasn't her mess, because she's always like, Brooks made that mess. I didn't do it. Or I know it's different with siblings, but like, oh my gosh. Because I had been feeling some guilt of taking the time away from the kids to deal with the clothes, to go through and clean out my stuff, because it's time consuming and it's emotionally draining, going through things, whether you're okay with, donating them or letting them move on to their next place where they can be even more appreciated. Even if you're okay with it, it's emotionally draining to look through all the things and think about, because even if you're not intending to, your memory, your mind just like brings back things that were happening when you were wearing those things, or things of people that gave them to you or whatever. So it was draining, and I was feeling like, oh gosh, I was having to tell the kids like, hang on, I've got to finish this. Y'all go play with daddy. We had a babysitter one day so that I could go through some stuff while Cullen was working. And I was just kind of feeling guilty about it. And then I was like, you know what? This is time spent that is well worth it, because they are learning from what we're doing or what I'm doing. Cullen just finished the book last night and he's ready to go through all his clothes. It's just changed our whole perspective. And so the way that they're learning things is so different. Actually got into watching a bunch of like minimalist videos and people doing decluttering and all this stuff, and was listening to some people talk about how, the household that they grew up in and what it was like and how it's impacted them as an adult. And listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, she's describing that she lived in this cluttered house with piles of mail everywhere and piles of stuff in the hallway and all this stuff. And I was like, that's like our house. What I need to do something about this so that my kids don't grow up feeling like they're, have lived in this state of things always being cluttered, always being a mess, always having to step over laundry, and, always big stack of mail piling over the edge of the counter, and dishes always in the sink, and literally everything this girl was describing from her childhood. I was like, we do that. Like, my parents didn't do that when I was growing up. I don't know what happened to me, but it just did. So, getting it back together, getting things like it just clears your mental state to not have to look at the things that you don't enjoy as much. It's not like I hated my clothes. And there were some that I was like, I like this fine, but doesn't bring me joy. Like, once you read the book, you just get it. Like, the whole joy thing. It's crazy. Okay. There was another question. How do you deal with baby things you're emotionally attached to but can't keep? I do not know, girl. And I just don't even know what's going to happen when I find out. I don't know. And I feel like it's going to be a situation of, I have to decide whether it sparks joy. So there's some things that you hold and you touch and it gives you like an emotional, almost physical sensation of just like love and warmth and the experience you had with that item and your child. And that would spark joy for you. So maybe you need to hang on to some of those things and have a special place that you keep them. But I think there's a lot of things that you'll realize, or I'll realize, maybe, I don't know, going through, that they've served their purpose for my life. I can't keep everything, and they've served their purpose, and it's time for them to move on and have their purpose somewhere else. We have pictures and videos with a lot of things in them, and I think that's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard. I'm kind of dreading doing the kids' clothes too. But I think that's why you start with your own clothing, because it's not that emotionally difficult to get rid of clothing as it is to get rid of, like, when you get to papers and sentimental items, like, greeting cards or pictures your kids have drawn, which I'm definitely a saver of greeting cards. And I do not plan to, at this point, get rid of many of the ones that I've saved that, have special meaning to me, that are from, my parents or my siblings or my grandmother, or, just different things that have people's handwriting in them that I would love to keep and have forever. But I'm pretty sure I've saved some that are just like, love so-and-so, that maybe aren't I'm not as emotionally attached to. So that's something that I know is going to be hard for me too, but I think it's going to be good. Okay. Did you find it hard to let go of t-shirts? I felt like even if my t-shirts didn't fit, I would hold on to them, and the rest of that comment got cut off. The t-shirts I let go of, no, I did not. Because I kept the ones that spark joy, and I do have a lot of t-shirts, and I definitely have less than I did. I probably cut my t-shirt stash in half. I am planning to, so here's a little secret. Okay, you're supposed to get all the clothing from your entire house and deal with all of it. Well, I've got a bin downstairs of like all my college t-shirts, and I probably should have gone through those too at the time. Marie would probably make me just get rid of them all right now. But I do know that I know a lot of people who have made a quilt out of special t-shirts like that, like from college parties, or I have some from like back in high school. Ones like the last day of school, we all signed each other's shirts in high school, and we even got some from elementary school and all that. And I would love to have those all made into a quilt one day, so that I can have it and I can, like feel the love and warmth of them all sparking me joy, but I don't have to wear them because that might be a little weird, and most of them probably wouldn't fit. So I'm going to do that. But as far as other t-shirts, by the time I got to going through all of those, because I did t-shirts last actually, and you know what? Maybe that was like subconsciously intentional, because t-shirts can be a little emotional. But by the time I got to them, I had a really good concept of the sparking joy principle, and I didn't really have a hard time letting go of them. I think there were a few that I honestly probably should have let go more than I did, so maybe I did have a little bit of difficulty. But there would be some, like there was one from some random promotional thing we did at one point, and we like had fun making the video and all this. And so I had a hard time kind of deciding whether or not to let that go. But once I just sat there, held it, looked at it, thought about it, I was like, I really don't need this shirt. So no, it is a hard thing to deal with. Let's see. How do you avoid getting overwhelmed by the amount of clothes to go through and then fold? And then the rest of the question got cut off. It was overwhelming. And I think that's part of the emotionally draining part of it. And it was for me because I had so many clothes that had accumulated over the past 4 years. If y'all been watching for a while, we had a professional organizer come in and help us reorganize our closets back right after Gaines was born, and she's awesome. And her name is Stacy. And if you want to follow her on Instagram, it's Schmorganizing, like SHM organizing. And she's awesome and she's amazing. And I loved working with her, and I learned so much from her. And I got rid of a ton of clothes at that point, but it was kind of the same, like I was saying earlier, I just went through my closet and didn't really go through, I don't think we went through many drawers. And it was a different perspective I had. I kept things because I was like, maybe I might wear this one day. And that's what I was kind of afraid of when I started this process. But you realize that it's not about like, maybe are you going to wear it one day? It's about, does it spark joy? Because if it doesn't, you're probably not going to wear it one day. If you've got, say, 10 other shirts that do spark joy, why would you pick this one that doesn't? And that's why things sat in my closet unworn for an amount of time, So it was definitely overwhelming, even though I'd gotten rid of stuff 4 years ago, going through all of it. But I knew after I got started how great the feeling was, being able to understand it, being able to let go of things, being able to like clear my mental state, and being able to like have the mental clarity about it. So it was definitely overwhelming. There were definitely some days that I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go to bed. Like there was one night when I was just like, Helen, I got to go like get in the bathtub and just like have a minute, because it was tough. You just got to push through it. And then the folding, the folding was fun, y'all. I was questioning whether or not I was even going to do the folding method. And now I have a hard time not folding them the way she did. I have a hard time not putting my clothes up. I know if my parents are still watching, they will be shocked and appalled, but like, I can't just leave a shirt laying on the floor anymore. I know it's only been a week, so we'll see what happens. But at this point, I'm like, I just have this like compulsion that I have to fold it and put it away where it goes. It's just a whole different respect you have for the things that you've chosen to stay in your life. And I don't know, I really like folding. There were several questions about, could I show the folding method? And like, sure, I'll fold a shirt here in a little bit and show y'all how it goes. But I don't know, I really liked it. And now I do have my like nicer shirts hanging in the closet, and because they're hard to fold. I like to be able to look at shirts that, I have several black shirts, but they may be totally different styles. And if they're folded up, I might not necessarily recognize that they're different styles, and it would be hard to choose. I have some that are like a thinner material, so those wouldn't fold up well. I just decided I wanted those hanging up. I like my jeans hanging up, so I can just kind of thumb through them and decide which jeans I want to wear. But it's, I don't know. I like the folding. I really do. And it's hard to fold anything because Cullen hasn't done his yet. So like if I'm folding his laundry, I'm like, oh, fine, I'll just fold it the old way just so it doesn't get confusing. Okay, let's see. Next question was kind of related to this. How do you keep everything tidy once you've done the first organization? And then how do you keep something organized for a long amount of time? And I will say that you, as far as I've seen so far, you have a different mindset. I found myself to be better about not just with clothes, but about anything else that I'd like put my hands on throughout the day, putting stuff up and putting things back and not leaving things out. I've always been really bad about, I don't know why, I just use something and then just leave it sitting there, which is why we would end up with such a big mess all the time. It's a different like perspective on it. So I just can't leave it sitting there. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been times in the past 2 weeks where things ended up getting piled up or dishes or whatever when we're busy. But for the most part, I have a different perspective on it, and you just want to keep it organized. I think another part of why it's easier to keep it organized is because of the way it is like put together and the way things are displayed in your drawers and in your closets. So typically I would fold all my shirts and like, stack them like this in my cabinet. I had lots of things I would stack. Even in drawers, I'd fold up my pajama pants and stack them. So what happened was I would wear like the top 3 or 4 or 5 pairs over a week, and then the bottom ones would go months without getting touched because I just didn't even see them. And then I would go to grab one underneath and it'd like mess up all the other ones, and then the drawer wouldn't shut, and you would be able to pile more stuff on there because you could just smash it down in there. But now that the clothes are folded a different way, which I'm like, I don't have my phone, I can't show y'all. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when I'm getting closer to the end, I'll take y'all over there and show you what it all looks like. Because if I pick it up now, I'll mess up the settings. But when it's displayed like that, it's easier to you just put something back like where you took it out, because everything's folded standing up. And so you can see the tops of everything. You don't pile anything on top of anything else. So there's no like temptation to cram a drawer so full or to like miss something that's on the bottom, because you can see everything. You have to make sure you can see everything that's in your drawers or in your storage area or whatever. So I think it's easier to stay organized because it's harder to get unorganized, if that makes any sense. Like you take out a shirt, even if you took out like 5 shirts, there's a gap of where they go. It's not like the pile just got shorter, so you don't realize where things go, Okay, let's see. Have I tackled any other areas of the house? Not yet. I talked about that. And the thing is, you don't do it by area. You do it by category. So in doing clothes, I took care of my clothing items that were all over the floor in my room and in my bathroom and in the laundry room and in the hallway and in the back of the car from when we like went somewhere and had to change clothes, and in the garage. And I mean, y'all had clothes all over the whole house. But now I know what all I have. They're all in one place. And then, so it wouldn't necessarily be an area. So when I get to books, it won't just be like, oh, I'm going to go through all the books in the kids' rooms. It would be, I'm going to go through every single book in my entire house at the same time, which is really cool. And as overwhelming as that sounds, it's just better that way. Because once you've dealt with books, you're done. And when you do all the different areas of the house, you kind of find pieces for the next step and everything else. Let's see. Other questions. Okay. I think other than like showing the clothing method, I think I answered all the Instagram questions that I pulled before this started. I can't pull anymore right now because I'm live. If y'all have any questions, like right this minute as we're on here, I will answer a couple, and then I will show y'all the folding method. I will show y'all how my drawers look. I'll show you my drawers, and then I will move on. Okay. So Holly said my struggle is if something's too small, maybe once I lose weight, I could wear it. Then I don't want to get rid of that clothing item. Okay, so this is what I've done about that, because I am currently losing weight, trying to lose weight, and like on a, trajectory of that. So for those things, I had to think not just, is this going to fit? But she kind of talks about in the book, say you're going through all your clothes in winter. And so for me, it was hard looking at bathing suits, but you think, okay, if the temperature suddenly changed tomorrow, would I wear this tomorrow? Would this spark joy tomorrow for a summer day? Or like, say we go to Jamaica all of a sudden tomorrow, would I pack that in my suitcase? So I've tried to think about the too small clothes in that way also. So like if I suddenly had lost like 30 pounds tomorrow and this fit perfectly, would I wear it? And a lot of times I was like, it might fit in a little while, but I'm not going to wear it. It doesn't spark joy. I don't like it. So there's some of that. But knowing that I'm currently losing weight and intending to lose weight, I'm holding on to some of those smaller things in a different area of my closet. Also, it's, I think, the opposite of the larger clothes. It's good motivation to look at them. I wouldn't buy something just for motivation, but it's good motivation to see them there. But I wouldn't hold on to them if I knew I wasn't trying to lose weight right now. If I knew I was like at my goal weight, or, I just had been trying to lose 10 pounds for like the past year, I probably wouldn't hold on to them knowing that wasn't the thing. This is a good question. Okay. Melissa said, what's your plan for changing shopping habits so the clutter doesn't build up again? I'm working on the same thing. This is interesting because I actually went Christmas shopping yesterday, and went into a Tuesday morning store. I don't know if y'all know that store. They have amazing stuff that's going out of business. Mom, by the way, if you're still watching, Tuesday morning is going out of business. The one over on Green Springs, going out of business. And oh my gosh, they had great sales, and they had some really good stuff in there. And I would have previously just bought so many things just because it was a good deal. And like, I'll find a place for this in the house. It's too good of a deal. Now, I did buy a few things, but I limited myself to only buying things that were on I have a running list of, like, I needed a couple of picture frames for the kids' new school pictures. And I needed, we've been needing a new rug to go in front of our sink because the old one had gotten like dirty and nasty. So a couple things like that. But I didn't even really want to buy all the things because it's just a different perspective of like, that's going to be something else I'm going to have to deal with. Does it spark joy? All that kind of stuff. I'm trying to do a lot of people say the one in, one out. I have a pair of jeans which by the way, is part of the whole like losing weight thing. A lot of my jeans are like not fitting right. They're too big now. So I'm needing a new pair of jeans, but not an expensive pair, obviously. So I had a pair of jeans that I had not had for long, bought them like maybe a month and a half ago, and they just never worked right. Depending on, even when, I weighed a little bit more, even now that I weigh a little bit less, they just, like, the way the legs fit wasn't right. It just wasn't what I wanted. And so I tried them on again the other day, and I was like, usually I would hang on to these because I feel bad because I just bought them. I've worn them once and washed them, and I still don't like them. I spent money on them. I'm just going to put them in here because maybe one day. Well, no, I've tried them on like 3 or 4 times. They still didn't work. So I put them in the donate pile. And they have served their purpose for me, that now I know I don't like that kind of jean. And somebody else at the donation place where I'm trying to take them, that's a different story, watch the vlog, is going to be able to get some like almost brand new jeans to wear. So I felt okay about it. But so I donated a pair when I bought a new pair, and I found like a $16 pair of jeans. And I currently need more jeans. Like if it had just been regular day, I would have not even let myself look at jeans, but I knew I needed some right And it was at Ross Dress for Less. So it was basically like $16 jeans, but I really liked them. And if I try them on again and I don't like them, I do still have the tags on them in the receipt. So let's see. Any other questions? Old Navy, they do have good jeans too. If you had to estimate how many clothes would you say your kids each currently have? I don't even know. I do not even know. Way too many. Way too many. Because we have hand-me-downs for my sister. Plus I bought things, which I actually don't even think I bought Gaines new clothes for this like fall and winter. If I did, I bought like a couple of special occasion things. My mom bought her a couple of like Christmas dresses and that kind of stuff. But we had so many hand-me-downs. I didn't buy her new jeans. I didn't buy her new like basic shirts and stuff like that because she just didn't need them. And I started to go out and buy her a bunch of stuff. And then I was like, these things are perfectly fine. There's just no reason. Okay. So let me show y'all about, oh goodness, I got something going on with this like muscle in the back of my leg. All right. How am I going to show y'all how to fold this stuff? I'm going to have to pick you up and bring you with me. Maybe I can show you here on my legs. I'll scoot that. Okay. So I'm going to show you on one of my Trust Yourself shirts because I got them right here. Hopefully YouTube people can see this too. I know Instagram can. Let me see if I can tilt y'all down a little bit and I'll show you this folding method. Please don't fall. All right. Let me not burn my butt on the fire. Can y'all see on YouTube? I don't know if you can. Gracious, I'm going to burn my booty up. Okay. So this one was not folded the right way because it just came in and it was folded the way it was in the package. YouTube, sorry, you can't see this too well. So you're going to lay it out. And it's really not that hard. But now if I was Marie Kondo and I was telling y'all this, I would talk about how you smooth the fabric out, you love the item, you like appreciate the item and respect the item. And then you're going to fold this part into a third like this, and then fold the sleeve over so that it matches up. And then you fold this part into a third, fold the sleeve over. You want to leave a little bit of extra space so it doesn't go all the way to the edge. Then you take the bottom part, and I think there are some variations to this, but you take the bottom part and bring it up. So you got like about an inch gap up here. And then you fold it into thirds again. And I'm not even on a flat surface, but let's see if it stands up like it's supposed to. This isn't a flat surface. It's probably not going to stand up because we're on a beanbag, but there you go. And it stands up. And so you put them all in your drawers like that. And so you can see the tops of them. You can see all the colors. And it's easy. Like, honestly, that seemed like it took forever because I was showing it to y'all. But as I've been doing it, I'm like, I can fold this like just as quickly as I could fold anything else. And of course, when I'm showing it to y'all the first time, I want to make it look perfect. But, you know, you don't have to make it look perfect. And there it goes, standing up on its own. So I think that's a really interesting part of it. Like, it's totally changes your perspective on folding clothes. Like, I kind of enjoy it. I really like it a lot. So that would just be a t-shirt. You want me to show you how to fold a pair of pants? Because I thought this was interesting. Hang on, let me grab a pair of pants. I'll show you. Okay, I'm getting excited. See, I like folding clothes now. Hold up. I'm going to grab this pair of pants. I'll be right back. Y'all just hang tight with me. Okay. I took out one that actually was folded the right way in my closet. So here we have a pair of workout pants. Okay, so they're like capri workout pants. So you're going to take them and fold them in half like this and then lay them out. Now, YouTube, I'm sorry, you can't totally see this perfectly, but you take the crotch part and you tuck it in. Basically, your goal is to make everything you fold up into like a rectangle. So you see how once you folded the crotch in, makes this into a rectangle. So you do that and then you fold it up. These are really thin pants. So sometimes it's helpful to go like all the way up instead of leaving that extra gap. And then you're gonna fold them in thirds again, which, like I said, these are flimsy pants. So hopefully they're gonna stand. They were in my drawer standing upright. And there you go. They stand right up. And so I've got all my workout pants lined up in my drawer. I can tell what matches what and what goes together. So y'all want to see what my drawers look like? I'm going to show you my drawers. Y'all ready? Question about the merch. Somebody said, do you have plus size merch? I think most of the things go up to 2X or 3X. there may be even some 4X stuff. So yes, all the sizes. All right, here we go. Let's see. How am I going to show y'all both this at the same time? I need an assistant. Okay, here's one drawer. This is the one I just took my workout pants out of. And I would open every drawer if I had the hands, but I don't. But they basically all look like that. Look, how about this? Instagram, I'll show y'all first. YouTube, don't look at my messy room. Look, there's Cullen's wagon full of clothes that he's getting ready to do right there. Okay, y'all just be right here. I'm going to show Instagram real quick. Okay, so there's that drawer. There's this drawer is bathing suits. This one is all my shorts. And if you saw my videos, you've probably seen most of this. What's in this drawer? This is more shorts, like workout athletic shorts. And I do still have a lot of stuff that, you know, I probably don't need everything. Hang on, let me prop y'all up. Y'all gonna have to look at the ceiling like for just a second while I show YouTube everything. So here's what I showed them. We've got the workout pants. You already saw that. We've got swimsuits and cover-ups. We've got shorts here. And like, how pretty does all that look? How freaking awesome does it all look? It is just so thrills my heart to go into my closets or my armoire and try to look for stuff. Oh, I'll show you my closet too. Because like it's stayed clean, believe it or not. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me open this door. Turn on the light. Okay. Well, okay, look, excuse the fact that there's a laundry basket because I haven't folded clothes. But like, look, there it is. There's the shoes, there's the clothes. They're all hung up. The boots are all nice. You'll see all those coat hangers up there. Those all used to have clothes on them, and I do need to do something with them, but I'm hanging on to them until Cullen does his. Here's this side. These are like vests and jackets and stuff, and then there's my jeans and pants down there. So it's been really easy. Like, look, my bathroom doesn't have any stuff on the floor, anything on the counter. You can see in the mirror reflection, Cullen's side does have clothes on it, which no shame in that game because he hasn't done it yet. So you don't get it until you do it. So he's got some things piled up. But yes, that's my stuff. Y'all got to see in my drawers and everything tonight. How do you organize your underwear and socks drawer? Oh shoot, I should have showed y'all that. Except I don't know that I necessarily want y'all seeing my underwear. I guess I could have shown y'all. But like, okay. So she has a specific way that she tells you to do it. But I had actually a couple months ago ordered these little things. They're like fabric boxes and they have little dividers in them. And she actually doesn't recommend using dividers too much. Like, don't use too many dividers. But it's been helpful for me to be able to like divide up socks into like nice socks, house socks, like the ones with the little rubbery things on the bottom or whatever, and other types of socks. And then underwear and bras and all that. So I do have those kind of in a certain way in the little organizers that I'd previously bought. If I hadn't had those organizers, I probably would have done it a similar way. I would have just used in the meantime like a shoebox or something like that to keep them kind of together. Do I hang 2 pairs of pants or jeans on one hanger? I used to do that a lot, and I do have a couple right now that are like that because I want to have all pants hangers for my pants and I don't have enough pants hangers because I never had enough pants hangers. Like I just have a few. And so any ones that I do have doubled up, it's that I've got like 2 pairs of black pants, or I'll put, sorry, Instagram, or I'll put like 2 pairs of jeans. So if I do, I'll put 2 of the same type item, like a pair of nice jeans and then a pair of like grungy jeans on the same hanger. I don't know. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm going to fix it. But anyways, somebody asked, does Kelly do this folding method as well? Kelly hadn't read the book yet. I've only been doing it for like a week and a half, and it's just changed my life. Why do you think you held on to things for so long? Okay, this is the last thing. Oh, the big pile of jumbled up tangled jewelry. Yes, that's on my list to deal with, like hopefully this week. I'm actually going to do that before the books because it's supposed to be part of clothing, and I really need to deal with it. It's driving me nuts in my closet. But one quick thing that she did say in the book, as far as like people that hold on to things, there's people that hold on to things for fear of the future. Like, oh, I might need this, or what if I need this, or whatever. And then people with attachment to the past. So I can't let go of this because it was so-and-so's or because it reminds me of this or whatever. So I do hold on to things for sentimental reasons, but a lot of clothing I was holding on to for the fear of the future. Like, well, what if I need to wear this? What if all my other like 100 clothes are dirty? What if I need to wear this one shirt, And that's just something that you really get past and are able to deal with by reading the book. It's interesting. So the first one that I read was The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It's by Marie Kondo. And then I just recently started, and I'm halfway through, her second book that came out in 2016 called Spark Joy. And that one is really good too. It's basically kind of like a user manual for kind of how to go through everything. So I love it. I love it. It makes me happy just knowing that I'm going through this process. I'm not getting stalled, and I'm almost like, I'm not worried that I'm going to get stalled because I know I want to move on. I'm worried that people are going to think I'm stalling, and I'm like not going to do anything fast close because I'm going to take a minute. But I just don't want to be like wrapped up in all the emotions and all the stuff of it during the week of Christmas when my kids are out of school and things are gonna be a little crazy. So I'm gonna probably gradually do a couple things, but then after that, it's like go all in on the books and everything else. So thank you guys so much for watching. Question on downsizing the house after I get all my stuff downsized. I don't think so. We've enjoyed having the open space and just having things like cleared off. Like I've loved just having clear surfaces and open spaces and like you don't have all the clutter, so you don't have the mental clutter, and it clears your mind. It makes you feel like more mentally able to handle different things, especially when you got little kids running around that are like talking and knocking stuff over and doing stuff all the time. When you have a lot of stuff cluttering your vision and stuff in your ears, you're just totally overstimulated all the time. And I think that was causing a lot of stress for me in life in general. So having the open space and being able to just look and see like clean, wiped off, cleared off spaces has been amazing. I want to do the whole house tomorrow. I would love to, but that's not logical. So anyways, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with a video on Thursday. It is most likely going to be my experience with how it went waking up at 5 o'clock a.m. for a week, Monday through Friday. I did let myself sleep in on Saturday. Praise Jesus. It was great. The whole experience with that, I vlogged the whole thing. And then I'm going to give y'all some tips if you want to try it as well. That might be the next video. So, all right, I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I have to always figure out how to end this. All right, I'm going to end YouTube first. Instagram always gets a little extra behind the scenes at the end. Bye, YouTube. Thanks, guys. End.